What is up, guys? DZ here, and as everyone knows, like 6 cards came off the ban list and now have erratas, one of which is Temple of the Kings, probably the most underwhelming of the choices that came off the list, or at least the card that like no one thinks is going to do anything. I think this card's really neat. So you can activate, it has 2 effects and you can activate 1 per turn. The first effect is one we're going to be focusing on, which is you can activate 1 trap card the turn it was set. And then the other effect is never going to happen. But basically, you can send a Mystical Beast of errata'd, which is a level 5 tribute summon monster. You can send it to the graveyard to special summon a monster from your hand or deck, or a fusion monster from your extra deck. I'm sure there's some like wombo combo you can do with that. I mean, the ability to special summon anything from your deck seems pretty cool. But Mystical Beast of errata'd, like I said, is level 5, and also it kills itself when you don't have Temple of the Kings on the field. So, like, I don't think that's worth making a deck around. Maybe something with Monarch Stormforth, but regardless, it's probably really shitty. So, focusing on the first effect, you can activate 1 trap card during the turn it was set. Basically, it means that you can set a trap card on your turn and then immediately activate it. And there's a couple ways that we can, like, potentially abuse it. I haven't done a lot of testing, but some cards that came to mind. The first of which was Blaze Accelerator Reload, for obvious reasons. One of the, like, I'm picturing hands where you have like Blaze Accelerator Reload, Temple of the Kings, and Magic Planter, and I'm picturing just not losing. Those types of hands would be ridiculous with Temple of the Kings. Even without the Magic Planter, you could do some stuff with like Reload and Shell first turn, so that you like dig deeper in your deck without waiting. And also, it helps with those hands where you have like a shell and a scatter shot, and you don't want to like use a shell on your opponent's turn because then you might need the scatter shot and like just awkwardness like that. So I think it could accelerate. I think it could accelerate the game plan of Volcanics potentially. I'm still testing it out myself. The other card that I thought about was Naturia Sacred Tree. I built a deck with this card a while back, maybe like a month ago, featuring like plants and Traptrix monsters. Activating it on your first turn is really cool because you can, like, obviously just like with Reload, you can start getting those special summons. Like, you can start your get the gears in motion your first turn. So that can be really helpful, getting out like Murmillo and Dianaya and shit like that on your first turn instead of waiting. And then obviously a card that you would not play in Volcanics, but that you would play in the Naturia deck is Call the Haunted. Maybe a deck like ACCELERATOR Knights that plays like 6 Call the Haunteds, because they play 3 Call the Haunted and 3 Oasis the Dragon Souls if they're like super turbo, but sometimes just 4 Call the Haunteds total. Anyway, maybe this would be useful in ACCELERATOR Knights because you can not have to wait a turn for the Call the Haunted and maybe get your Trivia play faster. I don't know. And then the non-continuous trap card that I had an idea for was Soul Transition, a card that people have asked me to play in Volcanics for a while now, but maybe now it's actually worth it, because you could like do cool turns where you like get your rocket set up and then you can Soul Transition immediately to draw 2 cards. Like, that seems pretty good to me, and like maybe that'd also be good in like Cliff Forts. I mean, that deck's like really stupid, but I think Temple of the Kings is definitely a branch to check out in Cliff Forts, because I think Soul Transition is going to become way more important in that deck, and if so, Temple of the Kings is like the perfect match for Soul Transition. But overall, I think the problems with Temple of the Kings are pretty obvious. The problem is that it isn't that great after the first turn, because all this shit would already be face up. So I think what needs to be played in is a deck, I don't know, like maybe Fire Fist, where you're like setting all those fire formation traps, but you don't really want to take a spot for Temple of the Kings. I don't know, this card just seems interesting. I feel like, I mean, no one's really talking about it. I feel like there's ways to use it, maybe not the most consistent ways, but what a deck needs is like a string of trap cards that can set themselves that you can keep abusing with this card. Like, obviously the plays I mentioned with the continuous trap cards are really good, but they're only good if you haven't, if like you have the Temple of Kings and you haven't activated the trap card already. But what do you guys think of this card? Is there any like cool combos I missed with it? I'm not really seeing anyone talk about it, so I kind of wanted to give my insight onto thoughts I had on it. But I will see you guys later. Goodbye.